Ladies and gentlemen, the news are out. Tony Brown is heading to the All Blacks in 2028. This is X reacting to rugby, your favorite rugby fan, student of Rassie Erasmus. Guys, I want to preface this by saying I think ever since the All Blacks have started going through a bit of trouble, they've gotten a bit spicy. Now, I say this to start this video by talking about them doing something similar with Scott Robertson not so long ago. Scott Robertson was announced as head coach of the All Blacks before the World Cup. And the current coach at the time obviously had to finish his tenure knowing that the replacement is already there. We are seeing something similar. Now, the CEO of the All Blacks did sort of dumb down this sort of perspective, saying that it's a lot different now. Tony Brown is going to finish his tenure with South Africa, and also sort of saying that there is a good relationship between South Africa and the All Blacks, or rather the associations in rugby, sort of saying that, there's no bad blood here. But you can't help yourself but think it's quite a particular time to make such a call. It is the greatest rivalry this weekend. Tony Brown will have to coach against the All Blacks 4 times only this year. And there's a World Cup next year, and who knows? We could have an All Blacks and Springbok final in the World Cup, and here you are with a coach that you already know will be leaving. Now, another interesting part about this appointment is that he's signed a contract to become the assistant coach from 2028. Now, when Scott Robertson was sacked and there was a search for a new coach in New Zealand, there were a lot of candidates. Dave Rennie was one, and Jamie Joseph was one. Now, if you do know a little bit about your rugby history, if you are sort of aware of the coaching setups in New Zealand, Jamie Joseph and Tony Brown are like this. All right. They always work together from club rugby level. They've done it in Japan. So these two guys are literally a pair. It's almost like a Rassie Erasmus and Jacques Nienaber. We don't want to dwell into that. But like the contract that Dave Rennie that he's going into right now into the All Blacks is only up until 2028. So for an assistant coach to be appointed in 2026 for 2028, where the current head coach's contract ends there, it leaves you with a little bit of questions. Now, again, the CEO of the All Blacks did put it out there and said, listen, all the good coaches have been committed. Rassie Erasmus has committed to the Springboks until 2031. We just got the news of Andy Farrell with Ireland also extending his contract till 2031. And therefore, it was just adamant that the All Blacks secure Tony Brown as soon as they can before heading to the World Cup next year. So that is the stance that the All Blacks are standing with as to regards to why this announcement was made now. And obviously painting this picture that, everyone is in good faith. No one is mad at anyone. But I think the fans of South Africa, as I speak for the fans, it does sort of feel a bit weird. The timing of it all. And also looking at the current All Black coach. So the question that the CEO, it's Steve Lancaster, I think it is, the head coach, the CEO of the All Blacks or New Zealand Rugby Union. The question was, in which position does Tony Brown then enter? Because you currently have, I continuously forget this player, the coach's name. He is from Scotland. He's a Scottish international. He is the current attack coach with the All Blacks. What does that mean for him? And the answer was, look, Tony Brown will only be an addition. His profile has not been distinguished yet. All we know is that from 2028, he will be coaching the All Blacks, whether he's an attack coach, an overall assistant coach, or a defensive coach. All of that will be distinguished in 2028. So it's safe to say that All Blacks are sort of looking into the future. All Black pundits have this undertone of, it does also kind of seem like this is a nice way for the All Blacks to say, should things not go well with Dave Rennie in the 2 years we've given him, we already have someone who's been appointed and we already have a direction we want to take. Because then that would insinuate it's either Jamie Joseph then jumps in as head coach, continuing with Tony Brown, the pair that we all know, or he probably joins Dave Rennie's crew and he'll be an addition with no one potentially leaving the coaching setup in New Zealand. So, yep, those are the news, guys. Hate the news or love them. It's out there, and it does look like, from what Rassie Erasmus has put out, conversations have been had, and I don't think this would have been anything new to Rassie Erasmus, as obviously the conversations would have been had when Rassie Erasmus was trying to get Tony Brown to probably commit to 2031. Because if again, let's not remember that even Rassie Erasmus's negotiation took a bit of a stall because his dream, or I guess his idea, was to get everyone signed till 2031. But I'm guessing there were reservations from the international coaches, and I'd like to probably pull in a Jerry Flannery from Ireland. We never know what Andy Farrell might need after the next World Cup and what Jerry Flannery might decide to do. So, guys, with those news, this is a nice and impromptu show. You won't get these quite often, but with big news like these, we just had to bring them fresh to you guys. And obviously, you drop your comments wherever you are. Let us know what your thoughts are. But yeah, till the next video, guys, we are.